Hello, it's so good to see you again. I'm Barbara and together with Daniel I restored a historic steel ship Flying Coney. This time we will really launch Flying Coney. Of course we have some troubles with the engine, but I promise you, by the end of this video, Flying Coney will be finally afloat. We were completely blown away by your reactions to our last video. We asked for your support and so many of you decided to donate via PayPal, leave a super thanks or even become a Patreon. I can't tell you how much that means for us. Thank you so much for your generosity. So let's welcome all our new supporters on Patreon, PayPal and super thanks. Thank you so much. And an extra big thanks goes to our officers, who really go above and beyond to keep this project going. And now, let's launch a ship. So we launched Flying Coney again. And like the last time, the plan is to let her sit on the cart and check for leaks. But this time we are in a bit more, so we have the chance to discover new leaks.
Found the leak.
It is the seam, I think, where the blades meet, isn't it? Is it a rivet?
I think it's the rivet.
Can you point on it?
That one? I think it's the rivet here.
And I'm not sure if it's not completely where the blades meet, because on the right side there's also a spot that looks wet, if you ask me.
Okay.
Yeah, they shall have a look at it.
You can turn this in. We wait for a few days.
When it comes to launching, a riveted hull is much closer to a wooden boat than to a steel boat. When you launch a wooden boat, it will leak, because the wood is dry and it has to get wet to get watertight. Of course, there is no need to soak our steel blades, but in between the overlapping blades there is felt, and after 3 months ashore, this felt is completely dry. So letting Flying Coney sit in the water for some days and soak the felt will do the trick. And also the steel blades move a bit when the ship is ashore and only supported on its keel. When the ship is back afloat again, everything settles in its normal position. But all these movements leads to small leaks that closes off over time. So finding small leaks when launching is totally normal on a riveted ship.
Maybe it's good to go in the water and wait a few days, because it's not leaking hard.
No big leaks, only small leaks.
We just thought it would be easier as long as we are still on, so you don't have to take us completely out, but
Yeah.
I don't think we have any big leaks at the moment.
No, I don't think so.
Nothing as severe as
A
yesterday.
few lay in the corner,
Yeah.
and then we can see in a few days what to do.
Is it possible that something like that closes up itself, or
It's possible,
okay,
because you are 10 weeks on the yard, your ship.
like it wouldn't?
Yeah. Steel boats also
Yeah.
working.
Okay.
And there is no risk that something like this suddenly starts to leak much more. It's not like in a few hours and then we have real problems.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
Okay. Then we keep an eye on the spots and see how.
Yeah.
And I think then it's easy because we will know if there's more water coming in, because I think when we are in for a longer time, maybe we find some other
Yeah.
spots, and then it's easy to do all.
And the front is also
Yeah,
above
it's
the
not in the water
so
yet, yeah.
It's better to go completely in,
Yeah.
so you can see that.
Okay.
We are now back in the water and we are almost leak-free. So we decided to proceed further and wait if the few spots there where there is a little bit of water, they might close itself up. So we decided to wait in the water and have a closer look. So the next step is that the cart will be lowered completely in the water and we will float. And then comes the tricky part, because we have to moor the boat in the spot over there, which is about 28 to 30 meters long, and we are about 25 meters long, so it will be a bit tricky to get the boat in there. But we're approaching it very slow, very careful, so there should be no difficulties. Shit.
Anything else to say? Well, let's plug in the charger, I guess.
Plug in the chargers.
What did we do to not have these problems during the last week?
Charge the batteries. I'm not sure if it's the charger or the cold weather.
Let's hope for the best.
Of course we couldn't simply launch Flying Coney. Even though we charged the batteries the day before, the engine just wouldn't start. However, that is no reason for not launching. The lads from the yards took our longest mooring line ashore, and together with them and the help of a small fishing dinghy, we pulled our 130-ton ship off the cart and into a berth.
And on this terrible disappointment, it is time to end. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.
Of course, that's not the end of the video, and of course that wasn't an accident. That's how you park a tug. And as long as you have your fenders out, it's totally fine.
It's hard to believe, but Flying Coney is our first ship with an engine. And to be honest, it wasn't quite easy to start with an 82-feet vessel. However, in Urk we saw plenty ships come and go. So we learned how to maneuver a working boat. And it is quite different on how to maneuver a racing catamaran. Those ships are heavy and robust, so you have to approach maneuvers much slower. With a yacht you lose maneuverability when you go too slow. But with a ship of Flying Coney size, that doesn't happen, because you have a big rudder right behind the prop. And also the strong prop walk can help you in many situations. And as long as you go slow, you can always put a fender in and nothing happens. If you go too fast, on the other hand, the 130 tons of ship will ruin everything that's in its way, like landing stages or yachts. So unlike yachts, you have to protect other things from your boat and not the other way around. For example, it doesn't really matter if you approach a berth without fenders. The worst thing that happens is you scratch a bit of paint. And it's totally fine if you moor alongside another working boat, like the tug just did. As long as you have your fenders out, it is completely normal to have your lunch break on another workboat, while waiting for your haul out.
With feel.
Don't try 15.
I'm afraid that will be new batteries.
I guess it's safe to say that our batteries are dead. We ordered new ones, and I really hope that our engine starts with the new batteries. However, we want to change berth, because we are already preparing to leave Urk. And that way we are pointing right into the very narrow channel, which will make leaving the harbour a bit easier. And since it is a very calm day, it is the perfect opportunity to pull our 130-ton boat by hand into the new berth. Pulling a boat of Flying Coney size is actually easier than you might think. The most important thing is that there is no wind, or at least no wind against you. And then there is not much difference to pulling any other boat. Everything is much slower and you have to plan in advance because it will take some minutes to change direction. But you just pull the lines and push the boat and eventually you get there. And now let's install the new batteries and hope the engine starts. Now let's prepare our brand new batteries to go down to the engine room. I don't like it. Yeah, it's on! Everything's in place!
Since we weren't able to start the engine, we bought new starting batteries and exchanged them yesterday evening. They're stronger and have more capacity, so in theory it should be easier to start the engine. So let's hope for the best. Let's hope the engine starts. So. So the engine was on for about half an hour or so and we tested it up to 1400 RPM. Everything's fine. She started, that's great. So we can sail to Lelystad next week and that's good.
And that's all we have time for today. If you enjoy watching our videos, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so YouTube notifies you each time we publish a new video. And believe me, that's the easiest way of not missing any of our videos, because we still don't manage to publish on the same day each week. But we will get there. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.